92.7 FM, 1580 AM, all over your social media dial. And also check out the Civic Media app where you can text us and give us a call as well. We always welcome your input into the show. In fact, we want your input into the show because sometimes we just run out of things to say.
It's important to be in touch. We're in touch, so you be in touch,
yes.
right?
Yeah, that's it.
Our number is 608-879-8255. Top of the morning to you. Rise and shine. Shake a leg up and at 'em. It's Friday.
How do you be so happy on a Friday morning?
Well, the weekend is here. You know,
Yeah, that's right.
I
Yep.
declare Friday part of the weekend now.
Do you?
Yeah, I think we should go to a 4-day work week.
We should.
You know, I think that would be great.
Just this show? Or
well, you know.
everybody, right? Everybody working out there,
you
still
know what?
going to work today.
If we had a 4-day week,
Yes.
I would rather have Monday off to recover from the weekend.
Yes.
You know, just because Mondays
Yeah.
always suck.
Yeah.
You know, so why not have 3-day weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then start work on Tuesday, and then Friday is kind of a fun day anyway, and, you know, you go to work for a while and, you know, don't do much and then leave early.
That sounds logic.
That's my theory.
Yeah, well, you know what? There's also the psychological thing
What?
playing on everybody's heads, and that is on Friday, we've always been accustomed to Friday being that last day.
Right.
But if we take Friday out of the loop,
Yeah.
it's like we're getting off early.
Yeah.
It's like we're not showing up for Friday. And we feel empowered and we feel more relaxed knowing that we're screwing Friday. We're not going to go into work on Friday, right?
So you'd rather have Friday off.
There's a psychological edge somewhere.
And then come back to work after
That's what I'm
a
thinking.
3-day weekend.
Yes.
And Monday, just be dragging in. What do you think, Sam?
Well,
if it was a 4-day
you're
work
on
week,
with us?
what week?
Well, if
what-
we have
what would
Monday
it look
off,
like?
then
Yeah.
Monday just becomes the new Sunday.
Okay.
And
All right.
Yeah,
like-
everything kind of shifts then, doesn't it?
right.
All right.
I like Fridays, even though I need to come into work and do stuff.
Yeah.
Fridays are fun.
Wait.
And if we have Friday,
Look at this.
So you like?
Look at this guy. You know,
I'm looking at it right now.
You know, this Gen Z guy is, no work experience under his belt yet, but he's sitting there happy, go lucky. Hey, I love working on Fridays. This is fantastic. You know?
By the way, Sam,
Oh man.
your hair looks really good this morning. I gotta say, as a
interesting because it hasn't been washed in a couple days.
There you go. Yeah.
Can we get a picture of Sam? Sam, get yourself on the screen for a second.
have to showcase my wonderful
Well,
hair.
yeah. there it
It's
is.
not.
Beautiful.
You need to get closer to the camera,
Yeah.
but
there
you go.
There it is. Perfect. Beautiful. Yeah.
There's a whopping 2 people watching on social media
Yeah,
right now that
and-
get to
Yeah, me
to
and
witness
John.
this.
My younger
who's
son,
watching.
who's 21, has hair just like yours.
Yeah.
And you can sleep on it. You don't have to wash it for 80 days, and it still looks fantastic and great.
It's got its style all of its own.
It has
It's good.
body. It's curly.
It's a special technique called bedhead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some
good.
people look good with bed head.
That's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got the look, man.
Thanks.
Yeah, you look like you have bed head all the time. I guess that's good.
Well, it's in style. It's clear out there this morning, although there was some fog when I was driving in from Baraboo. You know, I haven't moved down to Madison yet.
Yeah,
I'll be moving a week from, I don't know, sometime in a couple of weeks. And, it was foggy up there along the river.
Was it fog or just some purple haze from something you did last night?
It was definitely fog. Definitely fog.
All right.
And there was some rain up there overnight, and it looks like we had some wet streets here this morning. So,
Right.
But that's all out of here. It's going to be beautiful today.
could do
Right
the
now,
street
52. Let's see what the high temperature will be for today. We got to get the weather roulette wheel going.
The wheel again? What
I
about
don't
the
think-
balls?
Well, no.
All right.
Save the balls till later. That's what she said. High till, let's see, 72 today.
All right, there you go.
Wow,
It's as
I
easy
should have
as
worn
that.
shorts. Oh, man. Okay. It's going to be great today.
Are
And
you really serious? You're going to start wearing shorts into here?
well, why not?
Oh, my
Who
God.
cares?
You
It's radio. Nobody gives a damn.
You're a big executive
Why
here
not?
now.
I'm a big executive here now. Really? Yeah, you know better than that. It's not happening.
I know.
By the way, the weekend, Saturday, rain and thunderstorms tomorrow.
Oh, great.
Showers and storms, highs in the mid 70s, and then Sunday we're back to sunshine.
Yeah.
So So half the weekend.
Well, that's
will be
not
great.
good. Big day on Saturday.
Yeah, we got the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association awards happening Saturday evening at the Marriott. That's going to be a fun time.
Oh, yeah, that'll be a great time.
We're going to see all kinds of radio people we haven't seen in decades. You and I have been out of the loop for, almost 30 years.
Yes.
So we're going to see some of the old people that we used to, hang with.
And every one of those people are going to be winners.
Everybody's an award winner Saturday night at the Wisconsin Broadcast Association. We're in the category of best morning show in the state of Wisconsin.
If we're not number one, I'm walking. I'm leaving
Really?
early.
You're just getting get
I'm
up and
done.
walk out?
I'm done.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. Well, that'll show everybody just what kind of broadcaster you are.
Guy who's been in it a long time, not taking any guff from anybody.
Not taking second place.
And certainly not taking any criticism for everybody else who didn't think that we were number one. All right, I got it, man.
So, second place, not good enough for John Peterson.
Right.
Third place, forget about it. It's first or nothing.
That's right.
Maybe Vicki McKenna will be there, and she'll, you guys can patch up your differences and say hello to each other.
I understand they have a category for best liar on the radio.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Really? You think?
I think she will get the award for that.
Oh, man. Okay.
But I think we can patch it up as well. If I
Not
I do run
anymore.
into her,
She said that. Wow.
Yeah.
I've never met her, so I'd like to say hello to her.
Really?
Sure.
Oh.
Yeah, why not? I don't know her. Who else would be there? I think some of the people, from the old days, maybe,
could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
I don't
Who
know.
knows?
Most of the people our age have retired.
Or died.
Oh, yeah. There have been a few of those. Hey, let's get to the National Day calendar.
All right.
What do
Well,
you
let's
say?
do that.
Why not?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'm ready.
Here we go. Which one of these days is it? Is it?
What? Is what? Fake?
Yeah, which one of these is fake? Okay. School Lunch Hero Day. Raspberry Popover Day. Crossing Guard Appreciation Day.
Popover Day. That sounds fake to me.
Oh, I haven't gone through the whole list.
That's my pick. All right.
National.
You gotta wait, John.
Which day is? Okay. Paranormal Day. Is that a real day today? Is it two different colored shoes day? Is it Specially Abled Pets Day? Garden Meditation Day? Is it Lumpy Rug Day? Or is it Space Day? Which one of those days is it not? Okay, now you can make your guess.
Okay. Well, it's not Lumpy Rug Day today.
Well, you're wrong. It is Lumpy Rug Day.
My
today.
God.
Yeah.
All right.
So, Sam?
We celebrate that every day at
You can't
home.
pick me because you can't ask me because I came up with the fake.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
All right.
Well,
So which one is it, Gordy?
it is not Crossing Guard Appreciation Day, which Sam came up with, and then we discovered all three of us have been crossing guards.
Isn't that
right?
crazy? Yeah, it
that's
should
right.
be
At one
Crossing
time or
Guard Day.
another.
Yeah,
I
in
just did it-
elementary school.
You
You
did
got
it in
kicked off
elementary.
the crossing guard team.
I did somehow. I got kicked off. I don't know what. I think it's maybe because I was late. It's starting to come back to me now. I didn't get there on time. I helped the kids across the street. And I was only like in 5th grade.
Yeah, back in the day, they had kids doing this kind of work.
Yep, exactly. And you got out of class early,
Yeah.
which was fantastic. You were one of the elite in the school at that point.
And you got the badge and the belt and,
And the
whole
cross
thing,
belt
the
that goes across your
thing.
body.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that was so cool looking.
You got to get out of school early.
Yeah.
You got to come into school a little later
And
because
you
you were out
felt
there with the
you felt
crossing
like
guard.
you were doing something. You
Yeah.
had some responsibility, and
helpful.
they had confidence in you.
Right.
Boy, was that misplaced.
Well, over the years, it's changed. Now they have adults doing this kind of thing. That's when I was doing it a few years ago up in Baraboo for the high school up there.
Oh,
yeah,
I
helping
did
out.
not know that.
Helping out, yeah.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good time.
Did you?
So-
Did you experience a few people who went through the crosswalk?
Oh, yeah,
and,
there's always a few people that are just not paying attention.
Yeah.
And just, you're out there waving a stop sign and, waving down cars, and kids are crossing the street. There comes some knucklehead.
Did
that's
you
just
throw your body in front of the vehicle?
Of course I did. I would sacrifice myself for any of those kids. Yeah, Look out!
It's like,
Get out of the way!
that's the kind of guy you are.
Sam, what was your crossing guard
Well,
experience?
I was in it in elementary school, like John was.
Yeah?
And I was telling this story just before we went on the air.
Yeah.
In 5th grade, so like still little kid somewhat.
Yeah,
At the end of the year,
yeah.
we went to a Brewers game. All the people involved on this like crossing guard team.
They took you to the Brewers.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting. I think it's the only Brewers game I've actually been to. But anyway,
What?
at the end of the game, we were about to load up the buses, and we were all going to the bathroom ahead of time because it was a couple-hour drive back. And we see this guy just like huddled in the corner of the bathroom, and he sees like this flood of kids come in.
Oh, no.
And he realizes that we're here on a school trip or something. And he just says to us, "Stay in school, kids."
Wise advice.
Wow.
Isn't it funny how things like that really are like indelible images in your memory?
You can just visualize it perfectly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It must have meant something to you guys because you did stay in school.
I did stay in
and,
school.
it was
Yeah.
an inspiration right there.
Scarred you for life, too.
And it's like my story,
Right?
where I walk into my broadcast school class for the very first time, and the guy's on the couch with his arm over his head
The
saying,
teacher.
"I wish I'd gotten into real estate." Oh,
Yep.
man.
Welcome to broadcast school.
That was my inspiration.
Yeah, and here you still are.
Still doing it. I'm still plugging away.
All these decades later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Wonder how all the other guys in that class worked
I
out.
think about that too.
Yeah.
'Cause, think about the guys that actually went to broadcast school, and they had nothing else going on. They couldn't get into.
We had one woman in there,
Yeah.
and she ended up working as a salesperson for one of the radio stations here in town.
No kidding.
And she would always remind me of the class that we attended together.
Who was that? Do you remember her name?
Sarah, I can't remember.
All right.
Started her own agency as well.
Oh.
Very
okay.
successful, had some money.
Yeah.
I went into broadcasting, had none.
And not much has changed.
The lesson learned.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we got a.
You know what the funny thing is, too?
What?
When I was in broadcast school,
Yeah.
a friend of mine named Paul was also there, and we did a two-man show, and we were trying to get a two-man show job at our first radio station.
Yeah.
Isn't that
How'd
crazy?
that work out for you?
It did not work out, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you've had a number of partners since Paul,
I have.
and they all worked out just great. Okay. 19 minutes past the hour. We're just getting started on a Friday morning. Good to have you along with us. When we come back, we're going to talk about Rachel Maddow and the out-of-state mega candidates.
Yeah.
A lot more.
Yep.
Something strange in your neighborhood. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! If there's something weird and it don't look good, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters!
Nice. Mad Radio, WMDX, 92.7 FM and 1580 AM. Who was that singing that?
That's Ray let's see.
Ray Parker Jr.
Ray
Parker Jr., you wrote
Jr.
that. And, it's just like a desperate thing to write that thing. And it turned out to be one of the the most popular brain, what is it, the earworms that you could possibly ever come up with?
I think there were lawsuits about that song because it sounded very much like the Huey Lewis song, which I can't remember the title of.
Something
Is I Want a New
news.
Drug?
Yes,
Oh,
I Want a New
it
Drug.
is, okay.
Yes, there were some lawsuits after, because I think I Want a New Drug was first, and then Ray Lewis
Would have to be.
wrote that big one.
Yeah.
And yeah, it would have to be, wouldn't it?
Does kind of sound a little bit like it when you think about it.
It's exactly like it.
Is it really? Side by
Same
side.
chord
play them?
progression. Yeah, pretty much. National Paranormal Day. That's why we're playing Ghostbusters this morning. That's what this is. Each year on May 3rd, National Paranormal Day, people who believe in paranormal activities are encouraged to get together and share their experiences with each other. Have you ever experienced anything paranormal, John? Ghosts? Yeah. You had a ghost story, didn't you?
Yes.
When you were small.
An apparition.
Right?
Yeah. Crawling around on the floor, went into the parlor of an old farmhouse.
How old were you at the time?
And I looked up, and there was a guy looking down at me, and there wasn't supposed to be a guy in that room, according to the people who lived there. But I did describe their late grandfather.
When was this?
How
old were you? How old were you?
That might have been like 56, 57.
So you were
6, 7 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you still think about that?
It
It
haunts
haunted
me
you.
to this day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Sam, how about you?
No actual ghost sightings,
Okay.
but like if I'm ever up for a really long time and it's late at night and I'm working on something,
Yeah.
just like see something move out of the corner of my eye.
That's right.
It's
Yeah.
scary, isn't
It happens all the time at
What?
the theater on campus. Actually, I'll just like think I see something out the window into the house of the theater,
Isn't
and then
that-
I look and there's nothing
How
there.
do you know it isn't a haunted theater?
It could be. I don't know.
Yeah.
Why are theaters a gathering place for this kind of thing? Just
I don't
because
know.
there's so many actors that go through, or why would that?
Yes.
Why would theaters be that way? Because you hear about up in Baraboo, the Al Ringling Theater. They say that's got some weird things going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of, that's
Anyway.
kind of strange, but
It is.
Paranormal Day is a great day to celebrate.
So
And we should talk to somebody about the paranormal activity here
Ooh,
in
yes,
Madison.
Yes.
And some of the buildings here, some of the storefronts.
Sam will get working on that. See if we can come up with something. Okay? You in on that? Okay.
He's on it right
Big
now.
thumbs.
Giving a thumbs up.
He's already
Yes.
looking
He's
through
left
the
the studio.
Rolodex.
He's out.
He's disappeared. Okay. Let's see. It's School Lunch Hero Day. What's this all about?
Yes, tell
School
me.
Lunch Hero Day.
can you
Where
be
did
a
it go?
hero?
Hang on a second.
Giving
Where'd it go?
somebody a lunch when they don't have enough lunch money.
Well, maybe so. We'll find out here. National School
That's a
Lunch
hero.
Hero Day, the first Friday in May. School Lunch Hero Day, dedicated to those men and women who make the cafeterias and schools a better place to be. What's your favorite school lunch? Do you remember those tater tots?
I
and
do. Yeah.
Bad pizza?
Yeah.
Ugh. Okay. Do you remember any of those smiling faces who served up those lunch meals to you?
Well, here's the cool thing, and I
really.
can relate the crossing guard situation into this.
Really?
Because you were a crossing guard, you got in late
Yeah.
for the lunch,
Oh.
and you could get as much food as you want to because they had leftovers.
Leftovers.
I think that was the biggest benefit I remember having as a crossing guard.
Wow. Well, that's a good Benny. Yeah.
It is. It is.
Free food?
Yeah, lots of
or
food.
extra food,
Oh,
anyway.
yes.
It's speaking of food, it's Raspberry Popover Day. Raspberry Popover Day. Why would that? Have you ever had a raspberry?
Is that a Prince song?
Like a pop. I think that is a Prince song. Yeah. National Popover Day for raspberries, May 3rd. Each year recognizes a dish similar to Yorkshire pudding. Who knew? The day is also referred to as National Raspberry Tart Day. Popovers earn their name by their characteristic popping over the edges of the pan as they bake.
That's nice.
That's called
always
being
what you're-
sloppy.
That's what you want. That crust burning on the bottom of your oven
Yeah.
for the next month.
Yeah. Primary ingredients of popovers: flour, eggs, milk, butter, salt, and butter. Okay. All right. We don't really care. Let's see.
Was that
next?
the recipe, or
Yeah,
what were
that's-
you explaining there?
No, that was in the recipe.
Okay.
You don't really care. It's two different colored shoes day. Whoever does
What
this.
the hell is this all about?
well,
we
I'm about to tell
obviously
ya.
a lot of us have different colored shoes.
Yeah, but why would you want to wear two different colored shoes. Okay.
Yes.
What do we got here?
Michael and the Slipper Tree. Brand new shoes for you.
Oh, okay. National Two Different Colored Shoes Day encourages us to celebrate our uniqueness and put it on display. The day stands out from the other 364 days of the year.
Yes. That's why it's a day.
Wear two different colored shoes and see where they take you. What is this?
No, really?
This is just
this
crap.
is cool.
I'm sorry.
You know what? We should really go after this day. I think we should
think so?
celebrate this every year. Yes, this should be our day.
It's too late now.
Wearing two different colored shoes.
Let's remember it for next May 3rd.
Well, there's a lot of people listening right now. This is
Okay.
first thing in the morning. They're
Oh,
getting
they can-
dressed. They're trying to pick out what they're going to wear today.
Yeah.
And this is the day to wear those different colored shoes. This
Okay.
is fantastic. I really like
with
this
you on
idea
that.
a lot.
Okay. All right.
Be
This
rebellious.
This one I know you're going to like
All right.
because Nationally Specially Abled Pets Day. You had a specially abled pet.
Yes,
for many years.
yes. We had a border collie, and about 7 years old. Went down the stairs, and suddenly something happened to his back, and he became paralyzed from the back down to his back legs. And so we had to carry him around all the time and put him on his wheels.
Yeah.
He loved his wheels. And in winter, when there was heavy snow out there, we'd put on the skis.
Wow.
And he'd ski around the yard.
It's true. I saw pictures. Yeah.
And not only that, he was adamant about making sure that I did the snow blowing each and every time it snowed. This dog would chase after me. He'd nudge the back of my legs, making sure that I just keep moving forward, keep blowing that snow.
Wow.
It was so much fun to have him out there helping me.
What was the dog's name? Was that Speed?
Speed.
Yeah. He was a great dog.
Yeah.
I met him a few times. Yeah. So this is a day to set aside to educate the public about caring for disabled pets, because there's a lot of pets like that need to be adopted and helped out. And the day features disabled animals looking for a home.
We did go to a gravel pit one time, and
how do you like that?
well, we had the rifles there.
What? What are you talking about?
Yeah, but you didn't do what the
Christy
governor of whatever
Christy
state
Nome.
it was did. Yeah.
Okay.
That's going to be a running theme for the rest of the election season.
What?
I can't imagine. There's so much talk about what Christy Nome did to her dog.
Oh, God.
Shooting her dog.
Yeah.
That it's just no one can wrap their head around it. No
It's
one
sad.
can.
Yeah. All right. We've got a couple more days to go here, but first, it's 29 minutes past the hour. We'll check out the history books. Coming up.
we do our Bill Murray's, right?
Yeah.
The lounge singer Bill Murray doing lyrics to themes
Star
to
Wars.
Star Wars
Paul Schaefer
and
on
other
piano,
movies.
too.
Yeah, it was.
It was wonderful.
That was one of the great bits of all time. It really was.
It was.
Mad Radio WMDX 92.7 FM at 1580 AM. Anybody remember those days?
Oh, sure.
When
Why
Bill
would
Murray
we?
did that lounge singer?
Why would we
act?
be? Yes. It was great stuff.
It was.
I think his name was Nick something or other. Well, we'll
Yeah,
look it
yeah.
up.
Oh, yeah.
National Space Day. That's what it is today. That's why we're playing Star Wars. In 1997, Lockheed Martin Corporation created National Space Day as a one-day event. In 2001, due to the extreme popularity, former astronaut and Senator John Glenn, remember John Glenn?
Oh, yes.
Godspeed,
Yep.
John Glenn. John Glenn expanded Space Day to International Space Day.
Mm-hmm.
So there you have it. That's Space Day.
And
That's all
we
need
didn't
to
mind
know.
it if he was a Republican. It wasn't a big deal.
Yeah. It's also Lumpy Rug Day. We're wrapping up the national days. Lumpy Rug
Is that a
Day.
body under your rug, or is it just a lumpy rug?
It's pretty good. What's the deal with National Lumpy Rug Day?
Yeah,
Here it
what
comes.
is the
My
deal?
computer's just really slow this morning. National Lumpy Rug Day each year takes two approaches to celebrating. Two different ways to celebrate Lumpy Rug Day. Some people view the day as a day to appreciate a good clean rug and incorporate that into your spring cleaning. Along with this view, the idea is to enjoy the old lumpy rugs and the comfort they've brought to your home.
What?
Who comes up with
Wow,
this?
they're really
Crap.
stretching it.
The other view regarding the day is the way that we sometimes sweep unwelcome facts and issues
Yes.
under the rug.
Or bodies, roll them up, be a cleaner. That's one occupation that you can go into.
We often take bad news we want to ignore and tuck it away so we can avoid it. That's how we sweep things under the rug, though. It
so
rarely does us
become
any
lumpy
good.
rugs.
Okay. Let's get to the history days.
All right,
Okay,
let's open up the book.
Okay.
John, you're getting worse and worse at this Foley thing. I tell you.
Always a critic, Sam. That's you.
Well, let's see what we got for today. In
What do
history.
we have?
1923, the first transcontinental flight took place.
Okay.
Took almost 27 hours.
Wow. Jeez.
Yeah.
1923. Well, are we talking about Lindbergh? Is that what we're talking about?
He
Or is
flew
this-
across the Atlantic, I believe, right?
Yes.
Alone.
Yeah, so this is from, I think it was from Boston to San Diego.
Transcontinental flight.
Yeah.
Okay, I
You're
got
right.
you.
Yes.
Sorry about that. Okay.
Imagine taking more than a full day to fly across the country.
Right. 27
That's
hours.
outrageous.
It was
My God.
2,470 miles.
Okay.
Well, that's because of the layovers and cancellations.
Oh, that's why. Yeah, we still have to deal with this.
Spit my coffee out. What else happened?
Let's see.
today?
1948.
Good Lord.
The golden age of Hollywood came to a close. You familiar with the Paramount decision?
No.
No.
It was a Supreme Court decision. So during the golden age of Hollywood, a lot of the major studios actually owned the theaters
Right.
that
Oh,
they
yeah.
showed their movies in.
Yeah.
And it was an antitrust case that broke up the studios and made them divest their theaters.
Okay. Huh. All right.
Yeah.
And?
That was a good thing.
Okay. It was a good thing. Yeah. Yeah.
1978, the first spam email was sent.
I wonder who sent. How would they be able to flag that? I guess.
Well, it wasn't flagged; it just went to everyone.
Okay.
It was like
so spam was
it was
created.
advertising on like this
spam.
government.
How did they
server.
determine that was the first spam email? And if everybody got it,
Yeah. I don't know.
What do you?
Good question.
Well, I don't know. It's
I mean,
just,
would
I
it
guess,
go into
the
a
first
spam
spam.
catcher, or
Well, it was the first one, so they didn't know what to
They
call
didn't know
it,
what to do
It was
with
the
yeah.
only email in the spam folder.
Why would they call it spam?
I think it's
Because
named-
spam is so
Well, it got the
bad.
Where's
name-
the spam song by
right.
Monty Python?
It got the name later from
Yeah.
Monty Python, actually.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
but they didn't name it. They just took it from the bit.
Okay.
Right,
spam.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Any birthdays today?
Yeah, we do have some birthdays.
Okay, let's get to it.
Jacob Reese,
Move on.
the muckraking photographer, he exposed like some of the slum conditions in big cities in the late 1800s.
Great photographs.
Born
yeah.
today in 1849.
Interesting.
Bing Crosby, born
Okay.
today in 1903.
Yeah,
Pete Seeger, 1919.
sure.
And
Yeah,
James,
Pete Seeger was a great songwriter. Okay, I'll
Folk singer,
give him
yeah.
that, but his voice,
Not your favorite?
I didn't like that
It
voice.
was a real folksy
Yeah, it's-
sound.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
keep
Yeah.
going.
last one, James Brown, 1933.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Woo.
We're going to be hearing from him later today.
Why do we have to wait till later? Can't we? Don't we have anything now? Do we have any James Brown dialed up and ready to go in the jukebox, the John and Gordy jukebox? Here we go. Here we go.
Get up, get on up, get up, get on up, stay on the scene, get on up, like a sex machine, get on up, get up, get on up, get up, get
Is this a
on
song
up.
that you played, got in trouble with, or something?
Like a sex machine.
Yeah. I accidentally played this song at WMAD out in Sun Prairie. It's an alternative rock station like Triple M is
Right.
now, except back then the singers all sounded a little bit different than the ones at Triple M. Now it's all just one singer, I think, now doing all the music. But anyway,
That's
yes,
it,
I
You accidentally played
I
this
actually
one?
Sex Machine, and it was a great song, and it's a long song. And I thought,
doesn't
wow,
change
this is great.
much.
I can go to the restroom and come back. But anyway, after my shift, the program director came up to me, Paul Marslight came up to me and said, "John, did you know that you played Sex Machine?" I said, yeah, it was right on the playlist. That's why I played it.
Yeah?
I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, Paul. And he goes, well, no, that's the name of the album. You're supposed to play the other track.
Oops.
Yeah, but I'm thinking that is one of the great commuter songs.
Okay. Commuter songs.
It is.
How
I
do you
think
figure that?
driving to
You're
work.
getting up and going in the morning, driving into work,
Get on
and
up.
then,
Get
and then
on.
Sex Machine comes on the
Okay.
air.
Exactly. I
Okay.
think it's perfect.
Okay.
I'm still sticking with that.
All
story.
right. Well, we'll go with that. All right. There are a lot of other great James Browns. I mean, he was really terrific. He really was groundbreaking. And of course, our own Madisonian Clyde Stubblefield created the funk beat when
Right.
he was with James Brown.
Right.
Yeah.
But he left.
He left the band.
He left
came
the
back,
band
came
not
to
happy
Madison.
with being treated badly by James Brown, who was a taskmaster, basically.
Well, not only that, but he didn't like living. He didn't like touring. Clyde didn't like to tour.
That's true,
in
too.
the big cities and stuff. He'd rather
Well,
come to
we
Madison.
all heard
and-
that from a guest that we had on
That's
the show.
right. Yeah, a few weeks ago. In fact, speaking of that, Rocker will be in a little bit later on to give
That's
us
right.
a preview of what's happening on Max Inc. this weekend.
And the students and the UW have an agreement, and we'll
Oh,
be
is
getting
that
to
right?
that as
Okay.
well. So, in fact, they should be meeting, I would assume, today. They have the tent city back up.
Okay. And we'll have a spokesperson, a student demonstrator, Dahlia Saba.
is
I don't know
going
if
to
she's
be
an
a guest
official
here.
spokesperson. Maybe I shouldn't
Yeah, I
call
don't
her
know.
that.
Yeah,
She's
I
a
don't know if
student
she's
demonstrator.
a part of the discussions or not. We'll ask her.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things we'll find out.
Yep. That's coming up a little
Yep.
bit later on today. So beautiful sunshine out there this morning, and temperatures starting out in the low 50s. It's going to be gorgeous all day long, up to the low 70s. And the weekend, rain and thunderstorms return tomorrow for Saturday, and then mid 70s, and then Sunday, right around 70 degrees and sunshine. So it's going to be pretty good.
It's going to be a pretty
Just
good
watch
day.
out for
I
the rain
think.
tomorrow.
I think it's going to be a great day.
Yeah?
If you wear different colored shoes.
It's different colored shoes day.
Different colored shoes day.
Why
That is
not?
fantastic.
Why not?
Again, we were talking about that off the air and how shoes, of course, they have a different feel.
Right.
So the colors would be cool, to have different colored shoes, but
Right.
at the same time, you're going to have a different feel. Maybe a different sole, a different
Yeah.
platform.
Right? Different height.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Height?
well,
Height?
well, if you're wearing high
pH?
heels, I
Okay.
know you like to wear heels occasionally. So, if you wear one high heel,
You weren't supposed
one
to tell
sneaker.
anybody that.
Oh,
It's the
I'm
secret
sorry.
of how John is so tall.
I know.
Exactly.
But, that kind of thing, it actually helps your brain. Have you ever heard about this idea that
No.
you should do things differently? That, you get into the same habit of making the coffee the same way, doing the same, driving to work in the same traffic pattern,
Right.
or driving home the same. They say it's better for your brain as you age to do things in a different way. If you put on your left shoe first and then your right shoe, try mixing that up. Do the right shoe first, left shoe.
Wow.
It's good to connect your brain cells in different fashions. They
So
say,
if
whoever
you-
they are.
if you have a
the brain
slight
people.
mental problem,
Okay.
in your old age, you can always blame it on them. Well, I'm just going a different way. I didn't get lost. I didn't take a bad turn. I'm just taking a different way.
That's right.
Stimulating the brain.
It stimulates different pathways in your brain.
Yeah.
So do that, and your brain will be better. That's what the brain police say. 608-879-8255. That's our phone number. You can text us at that number. Do we have a text there? What's that?
I'm
something
trying to
from
figure
I
that
don't-
out.
I don't know.
Something we said.
That's who
it's a
Gor-
response to that.
This is from Catherine. She said that's who Gordy sounds like between John's moments. Ha! Huh? What? Huh?
Oh, it must be James
So-
Brown.
Oh, that's what.
That's it.
Duh. Okay. Duh. That's another one. Let's get some more James Brown into the show today. Are we going to be featuring him
Are we?
today?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, great.
Good. That's
Yes,
good to know.
yes.
All right. So the weekend ahead of us, we got the big Wisconsin Broadcasters Association. There are broadcasters coming in to Madison, probably as we speak, from all over the state. This is a big statewide gathering of
It
broadcasters,
is.
radio and TV people. They'll all be gathered at the Marriott over the weekend, and we'll be a part of that because we're nominated, accidentally nominated
Yes.
and we know we're finalists, so that's interesting.
We already know
We've never
that.
been nominated for anything ever
In the
our
top
long
three.
broadcast career.
You're right, exactly.
Yeah,
And
top
this,
three.
well, I have, but I'm a big winner.
Well, I was in a
Best
different
of
market.
Madison.
I was
Best of
over in
Madison.
South Bend.
Yeah.
that doesn't count. Indiana.
Well,
Indiana's different.
Indiana, who cares?
Yeah, I know.
Indiana
That's their-
wants me. Can't go back there.
That was a great old song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Indiana, who cares? I think that's on their license plate.
Could
What?
you look up the Bill Murray Star Wars lounge?
Oh, I
singing
had
thing?
it up and then I closed it because you moved
Oh
on.
no!
Oh,
no.
come on.
I'll find it again.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, we got to hear that again because it's Space Day too. Yeah,
It is
We're
great.
both kind of spacey
We are
because it's
We
Friday.
are. Well,
Yeah.
again, if we had today off, see, we'd feel like we were skipping a day.
I know.
So having a 4-day work week does work.
we gotta
if
push
we
for
get
that.
rid of Friday. If we take off on Friday, not Monday, but Friday.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I think if we, if we win that first place award as
We'll
best
push
morning
for
show,
that.
we're going to push for a 4-day week. See how that goes over. Hey, come on, we're the best in the state. We're the best morning show in the state. Give us a little something, huh?
Well,
You get an extra day
well,
off.
Catherine doesn't know
and
it,
less,
but we
less pay.
we put a list of demands together.
Yeah, we're still tweaking that list. Yeah. All right.
Oh God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sam, do you have plans for the weekend? Hey, are you coming to the award thing?
Well, yeah, of course.
Oh, okay. Well, good, because,
has to be.
you're our big producer, you're a big shot with the cigar. Big cigars and motor cars.
Oh, you give me too much credit.
No,
we don't
need
give
to give
you enough.
more.
We don't
Oh,
give
thank
you
you.
enough credit. You pull it all together every morning.
Finding all these weird, odd cuts that we want
Yeah,
to hear.
throwing things out there. Yeah. So,
So should we get to Rachel Maddow quickly?
well, we only have about a minute left here, so
okay.
but we'll get to that, and also again our special guest a little bit later on, Dahlia Saba, student demonstrator, who will be talking about the UW campus. I understand there is an agreement, perhaps.
how things are going there. They have an agreement right now. It's an
right?
ongoing agreement,
Okay.
essentially. So we'll talk to her about that. I don't know if she's part of the discussions. We'll ask her and get the latest information on the encampment on
Absolutely.
the library mall.
Yeah, and also Rocker will be in studio talking about what's happening on Max Inc. this weekend. It's all coming up on the John and Gordy Show for a Friday. Get down.
So good, but I got you. So good, so good, but I got you.
Let's go out with something really hot for these folks. A big hit out of 77. Star Wars. Nothing but Star Wars. Give me the Star Wars. Don't let them end. Star Wars. If they should bar wars, please let these Star Wars stay. And hey, how about that nutty Star Wars bar? Can you forget all the creatures in there? And hey, Darth Vader in that black and evil mask. Did he scare you as much as he scared me? Star Wars, those near and far war. My seventh winner up here, Star Wars.
Bill Murray.
Wow.
Paul Schaefer.
That
What a
is a
classic.
historical piece of comedy right there.
Yeah.
That is fantastic
Hey.
stuff.
It's Space Day today. Tomorrow is May the 4th be with you. So it all ties together. That's tomorrow.
And
Today's
the
May
thing
3rd.
is, I did that. I took off on it every time I heard these themes
Yeah.
for these Star Wars movies and all the superhero movies. I would do that. I would add my own lyrics and entertain myself, I guess. I did it in private. I didn't do it in public.
Good. Thank you for doing it in private.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Well, okay, let's get to something from Rachel Maddow. We always talk about Eric Hovde, the stand-up comedian running
Yeah.
for a Senate seat against Tammy Baldwin.
Yep. Speaking of comedy.
Well, Eric isn't the only one carpetbagging. It seems like it's like a thing now in MAGA world where they get somebody from out of state
Why
to
would
run
they-
in another state.
Isn't
it crazy?
It is nuts. I don't know why they're doing that.
Okay.
Okay.
Cut 6 and let's check out what Maddow has to say about all of this.
Okay.
So in Wisconsin, Republicans are running a Selena Meyer understudy who is from California, whose bank is being sued for elder abuse and who says don't let people in nursing homes vote. In Pennsylvania, Republicans are running a guy who lives in Connecticut, who grew up in a literal president's mansion and says it was a family farm where he was so poor. But wait, there's more. In Montana, Republicans really, really, really want to take the U.S. Senate seat there that is currently held by popular Democratic Senator John Tester. One of the things that makes John Tester really popular in a largely rural state like Montana is that Senator Tester is, for real, a real farmer, drives the tractor and everything. Republicans have decided to run someone against Senator John Tester in Montana, who is a person from Minnesota, who grew up in the suburbs of St. Paul. Since he has been running against John Tester, though, he has made a big deal of saying that he grew up near farmland.
Yeah.
Turns out there was maybe farmland near the multi-million-dollar lake house he grew up in suburban St. Paul. So that's pretty much just like being a farmer.
Yeah.
This follows another quite unusual controversy for this Montana Senate candidate in which he either dropped a loaded gun in a parking lot at Glacier National Park, and the gun went off when it hit the ground, and he thereby shot himself in the arm.
Wow.
Or he didn't really shoot himself in the arm by dropping a gun in the parking lot at Glacier National Park, but he nevertheless went to the hospital anyway. And while he did tell a U.S. park ranger that he dropped a gun in that parking lot and shot himself that day, he was actually lying about that to the ranger because really he was trying to conceal the secret truth that he had an unreported war wound that he didn't want anybody to know about.
What? Wow.
But whatever happened, it was definitely near farmland. There was very near. You could smell it nearby in the vicinity. Can I tell you, there's another one, Michigan. In Michigan, Republicans are thrilled that Democratic U.S. Senator Debbie Stabenow is retiring in that state. They would love to take that Senate seat in Michigan. And so, cue the headlines out of Michigan. Quote, Michigan Republican candidate caught living in Florida.
Yes.
This is about Republican Michigan U.S. Senate candidate Mike Rogers.
Oh, my gosh.
His name is
really?
Mike Rogers.
Yeah.
This confluence of where he lives and his name led the Michigan Advance to build the perfect headline for this story, which is, quote, Where is Mr. Rogers' neighborhood?
Oh, that's good.
Mike Rogers, again, wants to be the senator from Michigan, but he does appear to be registered to vote in Florida at his very nice house in Cape Coral, Florida, where he is registered with the Republican Party of Florida, voter status active. Where is Mr. Rogers' neighborhood indeed?
You know, it's very odd.
That's incredible.
It's very odd that this thing can happen, or that the voters would allow something like this to happen. Somebody who doesn't live in their state, can't identify with them, hasn't lived there in a long time, has great wealth. That's part of it. and then they allow them to run in their district and then vote for them. There's something wrong.
Well, there is something
A disconnect.
wrong. I'm trying to think of a Democrat that, just anybody within recent memory or even in the history books that would do something like that.
Text us if you know
Yeah.
of any Democrat that has done that. And,
Yeah, I can't
if
think
you
of a
can
candidate.
come up with one, it'll probably be the only one
Well,
ever.
I'm trying to think of any of them
Yeah.
that have done that kind of thing. And it's not coming to me. Yeah, you can text us at 608-879-8255 or use the Civic Media app. Easy to download, absolutely free, and you can listen to us or any of the other shows here at Civic Media.
It's kind of a weird story out of Milwaukee. You know,
What's that?
Trump recently visited Waukesha.
Yeah, he was there Wednesday. I
A
think.
lot of people just love Trump in Waukesha.
Sure.
Waukesha is so Republican; it's just absolutely ridiculous. But this
You
is
lived there. You worked there, right?
Yeah, I worked at WAUK there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I once said on the air, we were broadcasting from the fair, and I said something to take it. I went through the calendar, and it was take a hobo to lunch.
Take a hobo to lunch
It
date?
was something like
A
that.
hobo?
No, it was very not politically correct at the
Right.
time.
Yeah.
And it got.
Yeah.
I got
Reprimanded?
reprimanded,
Called into the principal's
called
office?
into the principal's
Yeah,
office.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah. Detention.
because it was insensitive, and some people at the fair that managed the fair
Yeah.
found it incorrect.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
but anyway, what
Yeah,
happened?
so what?
Get
Yeah.
this: a Milwaukee vegan cafe owner there in Milwaukee
Right.
appeared with Trump and said her business did better when Trump was president. But there was a catch to that. Her restaurant on Wells Street in Milwaukee opened in August of 2023, more than 2 years after Trump left office.
Oh. Okay. So,
You know, the Megas, do you think that everything was better under Trump? But they're
Right.
just making it up.
Just didn't check the calendar.
They should. They should.
All right. Coming up to the top of the hour. In our next hour, we'll be talking with Dalia Saba, student demonstrator, telling us about the UW protests.
Absolutely. We'll find out more about their agreement, hopefully, as well.
And Rocker will join us for the Max Inc. preview. Coming up.
Let the sun shine.
It's the John and Gordy Show.
It's the John and Gordy Show.
Do you know what this means?
Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?
You're pretty high and far out, aren't you? What kind of kick are you on, son?
No good bastard. Your show sucks.
What made me think this was a good day to stop drinking? Buddy, you want coffee?
Coffee.
Black coffee.
Coffee.
They warned us about people like you!
What a load of crap. Thank you, sir. May I have another? We'll do it live.
And that's the way it is.
Only on Mad Radio 92.7 WMDX. Take it away, boys.
Okay, we will.
And that's why I'm psychologically scarred to this day. Oh, man, I'll tell you.
Yes.
All
Mad
right.
Radio 92.7 WMDX. John and Gordy, Friday morning. Beautiful sunshine today. Highs in the low 70s. Rain returns tomorrow, and then Sunday looks great. Sunny and 70.
As we mentioned earlier, the university leaders met with the campus organizers yesterday morning and pledged to meet again within 24 hours. Here's the announcement from the students in regards to that agreement.
Okay.
Let's check it out.
Students and faculty began by condemning the police brutality used on students and faculty shared their own experiences with police inflicting violence on them. Then we started discussing our demands. Students, faculty, and administration in the room agreed to another meeting within the next 24 hours, and the chancellor guaranteed that there would be no police action from now until that meeting. Our student negotiators are communicating with Senior Vice Provost John Zummerman to set up this next meeting with members of the Chancellor's Cabinet within the next 24 hours.
This morning was the first of what could be a series of meeting, and faculty members and the university leadership condemned what students call police brutality that happened here on the Library Mall yesterday morning. And the Chancellor Mnuchin, again, this is all from what the students were told. We have to remember that they were told by the Chancellor. They're now telling us that there will not be a police presence for the next 24 hours. So it would appear the students plan to stay here and go back to the drawing board with university leadership about their demands. So it sounds like they were able to come to some sort of agreement about being able to stay here on Library Mall and have a peaceful protest continue with the encampment.
Now, that's Channel 15 who did a great report on that story. Mm-hmm. They were down there. And I have to say that it's kind of stunning, kind of a shocker that the UW and the students agreed that the police force was just a little overdone. You'd think?
Well, when we were there, we could see some, shuffling and scuffling going on in the middle of that, but we weren't close enough to see what was actually happening, and it turned out to be a little rougher.
Yeah, it was a lot rougher than we had noticed at the time.
At the time, yeah.
Right now, they have a tent city down there.
Right? Tent city.
There are skyscrapers.
No, they're not.
It's an amazing encampment at this point. Okay. And they're all out there, and they were dancing, recently as well. So it's calm, and I think this is the way it should have been approached all along, instead of calling out the police. I think the UW noticed and probably agreed that they had gone too far by calling the police in at that point, and having it end up the way it did end up. A lot of people were covering this. Of course, a lot of people are wondering what Joe Biden thinks of this. Joe Biden's already in the bubble with Gen Z simply because he hasn't done enough to help those in Gaza, or at least force Israel to at least have a ceasefire. So anyway...
but he did have a statement about it.
Biden did have a statement. Could we go to cut 16 on this?
Okay. Is that right?
Americans have the right to peacefully protest. They have the right to peacefully protest as long as it's within the law and that it's peaceful. Forcibly taking over a building is not peaceful. It's just not. Students have the right to feel safe. They have the right to learn. They have the right to do this without disruption. And they have a right to feel safe on campus, as I just said. They have a right to attend their commencement without feeling unsafe. And what we're seeing is a small percentage of students. That's what we're seeing. They should not be able to disturb or disrupt the academic experience that students have.
Biden's spokesperson.
Right. And the thing is, that mindless slop meant nothing at all. And what she was basically saying is that, they should be safe. The students should be safe on campus. I think Benjamin Franklin once said, those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. And that's something to keep in mind. And it's not really an acceptable excuse because, seriously, if you think of all the protests in the past, all the changes that were made because of those protests, the civil rights protests, the anti-war protests, if we stopped them because people were unsafe around them, change would never have taken place. So you're just silencing people for some security that doesn't really exist and never has, or some safety that you think exists but really isn't there.
Well, it reminds me of John Lewis and the march over the Edmund Pettus Bridge, in the early days of the civil rights activism, and he said it's okay to get into a little good trouble. Once in a while, you have to do it.
It is good trouble.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
they block traffic,
Well,
that's illegal. You can't do that.
Yeah. But the peaceful protests, that's
how mindless
that's
this
what they're
stuff
trying
is
to.
now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Well, some Madison alders, by the way, are proposing the UW bring back the encampment, which they already did, in the spirit of the Wisconsin idea. No kidding, you think? And stay there until the agreement is made. So they do have the encampment back again. Minnesota joins Northwestern University as a school that successfully ended the encampment and protests that were disrupting campus life there. The initial agreement was published online and addresses the concerns that students raised, including divestment, while mentioning plans to continue making progress in this in the continuing talks.
Well, it's hopeful, that they're sitting down and finally talking about all this. Should have been done, weeks ago.
All right, here's the MAGA attempt to blow up the First Amendment right to protest. The House, with Mike Johnson, passed a bill aimed at empowering the federal government to crack down, maybe crack a few heads as well, on campus protests by codifying a definition of anti-Semitism that encompasses not just the threats against Jews, but also certain just simple criticisms of Israel itself. Can you imagine? This is just way overboard. And by the way, Democrats are joining in on this thing. Senator Schumer wants to be able to pass that House bill through unanimous consent, avoiding a lengthy procedural debate. Really?
Okay.
You think the American people are on that side? I don't think so. So criticizing Israel could become a hate crime and a protected situation, protected speech. It's not just the MAGAs doing this. It is the Democrats joining them as well, and it's got to stop. My gosh. President Biden forcefully urged campus protesters to refrain from violence and intimidation, saying that Americans have a right to peaceful protest, but was unaware, apparently, of police tactics that make these confrontations get out of control. Don't they know that?
Well, they've got to be aware of it. He's just trying to come out with some kind of statement.
Yeah.
Because he has to. You can't ignore it anymore.
Stand behind the protesters. He's done it in person when there are protesters at his speeches. He's done it. He's protected them. He's complimented them. But at this point, he apparently doesn't understand how that confrontation with law enforcement has actually made things dramatically worse.
Well, especially at places like UCLA and Columbia,
yes,
where it's gotten really, really tense and out of control. A little while from now, in fact, just a few minutes from now, we expect to be talking with Dalia Saba, the student demonstrator from Students for Justice in Palestine. And we'll be talking to her about some of this.
Well, yeah.
And today, by the way, is the last day of classes.
It is the last day, yes. So. And then after that, they have the exams. They'll still be on campus.
Right.
But the exams are coming up. I want to get a little bit of Donald Trump's
take on this?
The peaceful protests. And this is cut 15, if we could just
right.
play that. This is shocking, stunning, and if you listen to this, I can't imagine why you would vote for Donald Trump in November.
Okay.
Just check this out.
Let's give it a listen.
I'm so proud of the New York's finest. They're great people too. I know so many of them. They're incredible. They did a job at Columbia, and likewise in Los Angeles, they did a really good job at UCLA. It was very much embedded. And just so you understand, this is the radical left. This is a movement from the left, not from the right. The right is not your problem, despite what law enforcement likes to say. The FBI director said that he worries about the right. No, don't worry about the right. The right's fine. Worry about the left, because this is a movement from the left. These are radical left lunatics. And they got to be stopped now, because it's going to go on, and it's going to get worse and worse. And, they take over countries, okay? And we're not letting them take over the USA. We're not letting the radical left morons take over this country.
Oh, yes, the morons on college campuses.
That are going to school and
just
are
amazing.
Well-educated.
Yes. And know what they're doing on campus. They have a reason why they are protesting. They're not just doing it mechanically, which is, by the way, what January 6th was. It was a mechanical thing. It was a reaction because they love, and their cult is for Donald Trump. So they just, invaded the Capitol.
Yeah.
I guess that's not
that wasn't
no, that wasn't radical enough.
No.
Yeah, just the universities.
That was okay.
We can't do that on the universities.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still out of control on some of the universities. In fact, a lot of them. It has gotten violent, and people throwing things, tear gas, full armor by the authorities, and a lot of chaos.
One of the interesting things is the UAW joined these protesters.
Is that right?
United Auto Workers. You're right. Sean Fain came out with a comment. He said the UAW will never support the mass arrest or intimidation of those exercising their right to protest, strike, or speak out against injustice. Our union has been calling for a ceasefire for 6 months. This war is wrong, and this response against students and academic workers, many of them UAW members, is wrong. We call on the powers that be to release the students and employees who have been arrested, and if you can't take the outcry, stop supporting this war.
Okay. Coming up on 19 past the hour, sunshine today, highs in the low 70s. When we come back, we hope to be talking with Dahlia Saba, also Rocker with a Max Inc. preview.
All the girls and boys making all that noise.
FM and 1580 AM, Madison. The John and Gordy Show. A little bit later, I'll be playing a TikTok from a student who noticed a little bit more about the Columbia arrests and why they considered them. I'll get to that later on. We've got Dahlia Saba in the studio right now, UW-Madison student and student for Justice in Palestine member as well. Welcome to the studio.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
We're happy to have you here today. It's the last day of classes, but we've noticed you were on some of the TV channels and speaking about the protests, and we're happy to have you here this morning, Dahlia.
Well, you know that there's an agreement now. Were you part of those agreements? Were you in on that?
Can you clarify which agreement you're
referring to? The agreement with the UW when it comes to the encampments and allowing the protests to continue.
Yeah, so the administration gave us a temporary agreement yesterday morning saying that they would not deploy further police action until we met again this morning to discuss again. And again, this comes after pretty intense police action on Wednesday morning.
Exactly.
Yeah, we were there watching some of that, and it did start
to
get pretty intense.
For the last tents to be taken away, we finally got there for that. So and it was pretty extreme. I mean, the amount of police force that attended that. Yeah,
it was honestly pretty revealing, in my opinion, as to what the administration values here, where you have students in tents on a lawn sleeping to protest the university's complicity in an ongoing genocide. And instead of trying to talk with us to meet our demands, the chancellor's first instinct is to call in, I think, 4 different police departments.
The sheriffs were down there.
The sheriffs, the state troopers, MPD, and UWPD to attack students who are sleeping and attack faculty and staff and community members as well.
Is it now? This is a designated protest area, isn't it?
Yes. So the university says that they have rules about camping out. However, in those same rules, it says that the university can authorize an encampment if they want to.
Right. Exactly. So there was a lot of flexibility. They could have agreed to that, or at least agreed to the current agreement, and that is to keep talking and allow the encampment to take place until they have some kind of agreement settled.
Exactly. And so I think what this goes to show is that the issue is not the form of the protest, because the chancellor could authorize the form of the protest if she wanted to. The issue is the content of the protest. We see across the country, for months now, but especially in these past few weeks, pro-Palestine protesters have been attacked by our institutions, both our police forces and our universities, because, there is simply an unwillingness to stop the decades and months of horrific violence against the Palestinian people.
Having been in the early protests, the war protests in the 60s, we experienced that, and the civil rights protests, we experienced a lot of that as well. We've seen this all before. This has happened before. They're acting. They're that's true. The senior edition of progressive radio. Yeah. But anyway, the thing here is that I've never seen anything so, I guess, such a clampdown on protesters before ever than this. This is a total try. They're attempting totally to try to silence the students. And it's not a huge crowd here on campus. It's not like, there are a lot of bottles being thrown, windows being broken, stores entered. They're just down there protesting, and there is this huge reaction to stop it. And without discussions, without coming to some kind of agreement. That's the crazy part of this. And it's happened, by the way, all across the country. And when Columbia, arrested those 100 students, it was, lighting the match. It was just starting this whole thing that took off across the country now. So it's a huge movement. In fact, all of these arrests are basically kind of taking a lot of attention away from the actual point of the protest.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think that, first we see that these universities, they have these histories of, huge anti-war movements, anti-apartheid movements, civil rights movements that they brag about. And then they turn around and attack people for protesting about Palestine. As we've seen that this police repression is not silencing us. You see Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, we had the biggest crowd we'd had all week. And I think what this goes to show is that what's happening in Palestine, the genocide against the people of Gaza, following decades of occupation and apartheid, and colonization, we have seen this violence. And as students, as faculty, as staff, as community members, we see that what's happening in Palestine is so urgent. It demands our urgent attention as Americans and as members of universities that invest in this.
Right.
And so that's why people see this repression and say, that's okay, because we need to do more. We need to make sure that our voices continue to be heard and our demands continue to be met. Because if there's no justice in Palestine, there can't be justice anywhere.
We're talking with Dalia Saba, a UW-Madison student, a member of Students for Justice in Palestine. And so what's happening today? There's another meeting to talk about basically the rules of a peaceful protest and kind of hammer that out. What's happening on the Library Mall this morning? What's it looking like there?
Yeah. So we still have people out there. We're going to have a nice big breakfast at 9:30 this morning. Right. And, the community is still out there. People are still feeling invested. But really, in this meeting with the chancellor, we're looking to see that she actually takes our demands seriously here. We're not looking for her to just, our goal is not to go camping. We're not looking for her to just let us go camping indefinitely. We want to see her actually address these demands because the university is complicit in a genocide, and, the students stand together to say we don't accept that.
Now, the story seems like that the UW agreed, along with the students, that the use of force was a little over the top. Is that true?
Well, first, the chancellor hasn't really issued a formal apology. And second, she only guaranteed that there wouldn't be further use of force until the next meeting. We don't know what she's willing to do and not willing to do.
Yeah.
And again, she hasn't even apologized for brutalizing her own employees, her own faculty members.
Right, exactly. Now, I want you to clarify, if you can clarify this, when they gave the announcement yesterday in regards to the agreement, they used the bullhorn, and the person who kind of does the chants came out and he said, from the river to the sea, from the sea to the river. Can you explain that to our listeners?
Yeah. So, historic Palestine is the land between the Mediterranean Sea and the Jordan River. My grandparents, for example, were from Haifa and Jerusalem. Those are places that today would be considered part of Israel, but for my grandparents, that's where their homes are from. And so when we talk about freeing Palestine from the river to the free, that means equal rights for everybody in that land.
Exactly. That is. I'm glad you clarified that.
Dalia, we're all out of time. Thank you for joining us this morning, Dalia Saba, UW-Madison student, member of Students for Justice.
Congratulations on doing what you have done so far.
Thank you again for having me.
We're behind you, and we have to have you back.
29 past, Rockers next.
From the Civic Media Mothership, it's the John and Gordy Show.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Ed's Wine, the only fancy French wine sold in a handy resealable cardboard carton. 49 cents a quart or 89 cents a gallon. Sure, you pay a few pennies more, but it's worth it.
I kept thinking that maybe Ed's Wine actually brought upon the market the boxed wine movement.
He
right?
probably, was the forerunner of that.
I mean, these are old ads from way back when.
Right.
We're recycling them now, and maybe
Ed's
somebody
Wine.
got the idea from Ed's Wine.
Some of that wine's probably still in the same cardboard boxes, and now it's aged, and it's actually good.
Very aged, yeah. And it's usually not very good at that point.
Right.
But what the hell, you know?
Yeah. Hey, look who's in the studio
Boone's Farm
here.
and
Boone's
TJ
Farm.
Swan.
Remember
and,
Ripple?
You know, Ripple. My
Mad-
God, if we
Mad
drank
Dog
that
2020.
stuff, Ed's probably tasted better.
Probably. Look who's in the studio. Rocker has joined us because
Hey.
it's Friday, and we need a Max Inc. preview. Good to see you,
do.
man.
It's Friday. How you doing, guys?
We're doing all right.
Excellent.
Believe it or not, I'm going to tell you in a little while about a self-serving wine machine.
Really?
What?
All right, let's do
I thought
it.
you guys were on wine, so I thought,
Yes.
let's
Well,
talk that. But
okay.
it'll be coming up in one of our shows. We're going to preview.
Ah,
But
All right.
let's get into what's going on Max Inc. Radio this weekend.
Please.
Max Inc. Saturday starts at 6 p.m. Jimmy K, Terry Barr, and E-Dub, a name you maybe have not heard before, but an old Max Inc. Radio name. He's going to be sitting in for me, Rocker.
What?
I'm going to be playing a show at the Red Rooster I'll talk about in just a minute. So I'm
Okay.
not going to be on the show tomorrow night. I'm going to have somebody sitting in for me, and his name is E-Dub.
So you're going to be selling wine dispensers? Is that this is?
Well, the wine machine, the self-serving
wine
wine machine is at a different show.
Oh,
but
okay, all right,
We'll get to that.
Right.
And then tomorrow night, we're live in the lair. We're going to repeat the mascot theory. That was such a great show a couple of weeks ago. So we're going to kind of let people listen to that again if they didn't hear it. And then Max Inc. After Hours with Rob Roberts. That's at 10 p.m. Max Inc. Sunday starts at 6 p.m. Max Inc. Top 10 with Jimmy K. I think this week we're doing a top 10 of Rocker's Closet. So that should be pretty interesting. Throwbacks galore. Essential Last Crack and Max Inc. Heavy at 10 p.m. And, of course, John's favorite show, Max Inc. Americana. That's always 4 to 6 a.m. Sunday and Monday morning for you early risers.
Yeah. It's good stuff, though. It's good to wake up to that.
This is really good.
Yep.
Hey, let's talk about what's happening tonight.
Tonight.
You know, there's a couple things. Sometimes they don't always have music, but they're interesting in Madison. Friday, May 3rd, that's tonight, 5 to 9 p.m. It's the Madison Museum of Contemporary Arts Spring Gallery Night on Atwood Avenue and Willie Street, other places in the city. But Atwood and Willie have just dozens of art galleries, pop-up art galleries that'll be going on tonight. You can walk between them. I'll be at Weichert Realtors Lake Point at their art gallery, and they're featuring some of the art from Cat Capillero, singer from VO5. There'll be free snacks and beverages and kid-friendly. If you want to find out where all the places are for that, go to mmoca.org.
Okay.
Right. Sounds exciting.
It's going to be a lot of fun. It's actually a really fun time.
Okay.
I was telling you guys I'm playing a show this week, so I got to promote it and, gosh, play a song from my band. Why not, right?
Why not?
It's
Right.
Friday.
We'll let you do that. Sure.
Saturday, May 4th, that's tomorrow, Red Rooster on Seaford Road over off 51. Doors open at noon, featuring Wisconsin hard rock and metal bands. It's a fundraiser for Music Makes a Difference, and it honors the memory of Shannon Reed, a longtime Madison music fan. And bands that'll be there, Electromag, which used to be Subatomic, King Cobra, which features Rob Corbett on drums, a longtime drummer here, Fiberweed, Peacemaker, many more. Right now, Iron Plow, we're going to be playing there tomorrow at around 5 o'clock.
Okay.
So come out to the Red Rooster. Iron Plow will also be playing May 24th at Broadfest on the Island stage and June 28th at Summerfest. But right now, let's hear another little clip from Iron Plow. This is We Fly Divine. It's Cherry Pit Studios recording in Menominee Falls by Eric LeBras.
All right.
Eyes of glass, they're staring right through my soul. I don't think you even know. That's right. Look around, I see the clouds begin to roll. We'll go
I love that song. Who's that drummer? Man, that guy is
drummer
really good.
is incredible, isn't he? Just something else.
It's the guy standing right next to me.
Oh,
you guys are steady, man. It's good. I like it.
It's going to be a real fun show.
groove.
Taz Bash 3.0 at Red Rooster tomorrow. Doors open at noon. Yeah. Hey, tomorrow is also Star Wars Day. I don't know if you guys know that I'm a big Star Wars fan. I've read over 110 of the novels.
Really?
Yes,
What?
yes.
Are you kidding?
I have a whole Star Wars library. Yeah, it's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. And so anyway, Star Wars, May the 4th, right? 6 to 10 p.m. over at the Malt House on East Washington. You can watch the 2 Star Wars uncut fan films. It's A New Hope and The Empire Strikes Back on the big projector screen. These films are fun, crowdsourced filmmaking, 15 seconds a clip by hundreds of fans, and it's all edited into exact running like remakes of the episodes 4 and 5. So,
That's hilarious.
That's going to be pretty crazy. Over at the Malt House, drink some good beer, watch the films, and just remember that May 5th is Empire Day, Revenge of the 5th.
Okay.
Wow. You were able
Too
to
much
fit
to
that in
take
as
in.
well. Did you hear the Bill Murray version of Star Wars?
No, what's
you
that?
missed that.
I missed
on
it.
the way in.
Here, I
We
think
have
we
that.
got it.
Let's see if he can come up with.
He
will.
He's
We'll
going
get it.
for
We'll
it.
get it later.
He'll get it, and then we'll play it for you.
Okay.
Hey, there's another show coming up. It's Denim and Leather. They're a great kind of 80s cover band and circus. Denim and Leather is reuniting for this show. It's Saturday, May 11th at 8 p.m. It's at the Boulevard by Easttown Mall off East Washington Avenue. 80s hair metal extravaganza. So all the proceeds go to benefit Logan McCown's medical fund. He's a longtime music fan, radio personality from the old days, local music. He's done so much, and he's had run into some health problems. So there's a big benefit coming up May 11th at the Boulevard with Denim and Leather.
Yeah.
Good deal. All right.
The Cashbox Kings, they are live in the beer garden at the Tyranina Brewing Company out there in Lake Mills, just off I-94 headed to Milwaukee. They always have great music there. Saturday, May 4th, 6 to 9. That's tomorrow. It's the Cashbox Kings, the band that was founded in 2001 right here in Madison, but they're on Alligator Records. Singer Oscar Wilson, Madisonian Joan Nosek on harp. They're Chicago and Delta blues, and really just an amazing band. The interesting thing is there will be a local favorite, Crawfish Junction, will be bringing their food truck to the brewery, and they're known for fish fries, fresh creative burgers, sandwiches, comfort bowls, and seafood. It's going to be really good.
Making me hungry.
No cover, bring a lawn chair. Right now, this is Cashbox Kings. This is the title track to their latest album. It's called Oscar's Motel.
All right.
If you feel down and out, oh, come to Oscar's Motel. Oh, if you feel down and out, babe, oh, come to Oscar's Motel. Oh, Oscar will treat you right after you told your man farewell.
Nice.
Cashbox Kings. Yeah. And they're great.
They are.
They've been around a long time. Good stuff.
Out of Tyranina, all right.
Tyranina.
All right.
Actually, we're going to do a double dip and stay with the Tyranina Brewing Company.
All right.
This is Aaron Williams and the Hoodoo. He's back. He took a kind of a long hiatus there, but the band's been playing around. They are live in the beer garden at the Tyranina Brewing Company too, coming up Friday, May 10th. That's this coming week. Filter blues, soul, roots, and rock through a prism of emotional authenticity. That is Aaron Williams and the Hoodoo. He's the son of Cadillac Joe. People might remember him from back in the day. And now the interesting thing about this, food, right? The Mango Man, Chef Throny, he does the Cafe Costa Rica and his creations, Latin soul food. He does amazingly tasty food. So the Mango Man, check him out while you're out there.
Yes.
This is Aaron Williams and the Hoodoo. This is Hypnotize.
I've hypnotized. I've been hypnotized. I've been hypnotized. I've been hypnotized.
Wild stuff.
Hypnotized.
Hypnotized.
Hypnotized. That's right. Aaron Williams, the Hoodoo. He's out at the Tyranina Brewing Company May 10th.
Tip back a Bitter Woman IPA and enjoy yourself.
Oh, yeah. They make some great dark beers. I'm a dark beer.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a dark beer guy, and they make some great ones.
Yeah. Do you know the name of any of those dark beers?
I just say like porter, stout. They change the names like crazy. I just,
right.
It's like,
Yeah. That's okay.
That's what they do.
Raquel Ailman and Red Rose. They are playing tonight, 7:30 p.m. at the Slowpoke Lounge in Spring Green.
That's a great place. I've been there.
Oh, have you been there?
Oh, yeah.
I was wondering what it was like.
It's a really great venue. Yeah, it's built in an old theater there, downtown
really?
Spring Green. It's they've got the stage in the back room, and it's separated. The bar is up front. There's plenty of room in the bar, and lounge chairs and couches and everything. Very, very comfortable. And then you go into the back room there, and there's plenty of space. Nice stage for the band, and it's a really great venue there. Slowpoke Lounge in Spring Green. Yeah, so tonight. What?
Tonight, Red Rose. They're a 4-piece live looping space funk house trip hop band from Madison.
Wait a minute. Run that by us again.
They are a live looping space funk house trip hop band. I can say it every time, just like that.
Boy.
Okay. And then they're joined by guest Raquel Ailman. Each show is different. You're guaranteed to never hear a song played the same way twice because of the loops, silky bass, funky guitars. And it features Captain Smooth, who you may remember as the sound engineer for Natty Nation, High Noon Saloon, and Dub Foundation. And Rock Ailman she sings with Don't Mess with Cupid, the Otis Redding tribute band.
Okay.
Right now, let's check out her song, which is called Hypnotized.
All right.
Wait a minute.
We're double dipping again.
What a theme.
I'm hypnotized by the hypnotized.
Raquel Ailman. This is Hypnotized.
Okay. All right.
He said, come away with me, now it's time. We can find a way to a place where you high is exactly what you want. I can see by your eyes. You ain't like the other guys, no. He said, come away with me, now it's time. We can find a way to a place where you high is exactly what you want.
That is some kind of funk.
That's good stuff. That is, again, Raquel. Is that
Raquel Ailman, yep,
Ailman.
and Red Rose, and that will be May 3rd at the Slowpoke Lounge in Spring Green. Right, that's tonight.
Tonight. Hey, can you stick around another couple of minutes here,
Yeah.
Rocker? Give us
Sounds good. We got some
more music.
review. Okay. Very good. We'll listen to a little bit more Raquel Ailman. We'll continue with John and Gordy along with Rocker and more of the Max Inc. preview for the weekend coming up.
Find a way to a place where you high is exactly what you want. I can see by your eyes. You ain't like the other guys, no. He said, come away with me, now it's time. We can find a way to a place where you high is exactly what you want. I can see by your eyes. You ain't like the other guys, no.
Let's go out with something really hot for these folks. A big hit out of 77. Star Wars. Nothing but Star Wars. Give me the Star Wars. Don't let them end. Star Wars. If they should bar wars, please let these Star Wars stay. And hey,
It's Bill Murray. Early days of SNL with Star Wars. So
I have heard that. I have heard
okay.
that before.
So you have a Star Wars collection? Run that by us again.
Oh, yes. I have a
different
library
writers from,
with I probably have 120 books and plus a whole comic book collection. And all the canon of the expanded universe on Star Wars is in those books. Now, when Disney took over, they just decided to can all of those books and grab a couple kind of pieces and bastardize it into this version of what they call Star Wars now. But I'm what they call a no disc canon, so no Disney canon. See, I've read so many books, right? I know the story so well. I can't introduce this sort of like misinformation into my Star Wars world, right?
You really can't.
So I'm a purist. I have to say I haven't watched. I refuse to watch any of the movies.
Did they have Mandalorians in it? Any of the novels?
Of course.
Oh, okay.
But now Disney did The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Did you watch any of that?
I can't, because what happens is they deviate from the canon. Really. And to me, that's
how do you know?
I
didn't watch it.
Well, I've read so many stories, right? Well, I've read about it, and I just know once I saw the first movie that they made, and when they killed Han.
The movies were horrible.
No. I'm talking about the new Disney movie. So anything that started, I saw the first one, and they screwed the pooch so badly right then and there in the first movie within like 10 minutes that they thought of characters that had like 5 minutes of development.
The second movie was a little bit better, but the third movie was just horrible, almost unwatchable.
Now you're talking about the prequels.
No, I'm talking about the last
okay,
three.
yeah, they were horrible.
Yeah, done by Disney.
Okay,
horrible.
All right.
Great spacesuits, excellent visuals,
good costuming,
awesome spaceships, but terrible dialogue.
Okay, you are
terrible
a purist.
Storyline.
Okay, all right. Let's get back to Max Inc. We got.
I kind of like this.
Really, you want to go with Star Wars here for a couple of minutes? All right. Hey,
no, that's all right. We can
got a couple of more things coming up on Max Inc.
I
this week.
do. You know, Chris Lagerband, he is great. He's from Lincoln, but he based in Omaha, Nebraska. He comes out here quite often. He's played at Woodfest. He is great band that's built a reputation as a hardworking independent band. They refuse to play by industry rules. They're really great. Chris Lagerband, Ministers of New Feel Funk.
All right, let's hear
Let's hear it.
Okay.
Music for unity. I believe this is a place, y'all, where we can all agree. We can stay just as long as we want to be. Steady and strong, just the spirit of peace.
Good to know the wah-wah pedal still comes in.
If we want to be funky, we gotta have fun. If we want to be happy, we got to give love.
They're playing at the Burr Oak Thursday, June 13th. And so, good band to go see. You know, they're only in the area so often, you know. But, you know, there's somebody else's local band, and this one happens to be from Omaha.
Okay.
All right. I promised featuring self-serve wine machines. The Red, White, and Bar in Waunakee will feature Lo Marie coming up Saturday, June 8th from 6 to 9 p.m. The multi-award winning artist, Lo Marie, she's known for her lush chords and powerful voice, R&B jazz stylings. She has a degree in music, and she'll be playing for the whole evening on the Red and White wine bar patio. So you can think Steely Dan with stripped down meets Nora Jones, right?
Okay.
And I just couldn't help but seeing self-serve wine machines. So like, is that like the fast food restaurant where you're like, they just hand you a cup?
They're popping up all over. They've got one in Mazamania. I stopped by there and sampled a few. And they also have beers on tap as well, which you can test out.
Self-serve beer, too?
Yes, self-serve.
It's a little impersonal, though. I mean, it kind of, I don't know.
You put a card in, and it measures the amount of beer that you've taken out or the amount of wine you take out, and you get charged at the end.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But, I mean, you would think maybe that they would have to have one of those, like, breathalyzers. Like, you have to blow into this before we can self-serve you another beer.
Maybe so. Yeah, it's taking the bartender kind of out of the mix.
That's pretty cool. It's cool stuff.
Oh, well, let's hear a little bit of Lo Marie. This is her song, The Bar, and maybe it's set too high.
I asked you to be kind. I asked you to be true. I asked you to care for people, not just those close to you. If the world was caving in, I hope you'd act and not be shy. Now I'm all alone and thinking, did I set the bar too high?
Wow.
Yeah, she's got a great voice.
The bar at a self-serve bar. Why not?
We got all kinds of intertwining themes today.
It all works, doesn't it? And she has a little bit of that Nancy Wilson feel.
Yeah.
Fantastic stuff.
And she's just an amazing artist. She went to school for music. She has a degree. And she plays with the Frank Zappa tribute band.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm trying to remember the name off the top of my head.
I know who you're talking about, too, and I can't think of it.
A lot of local all-stars, but now they're kind of based out east. And they come through the area once in a while. And so she's just very talented. Lo Marie. L-O Marie.
All right. Rocker, recap the Max Inc. preview here.
Oh, wow. Max Inc. Saturdays, 6 to 9 p.m.
Yeah.
And then is the Max Inc. Saturday live in the Lair. We're going to repeat the mascot theory.
Yes.
10 to 12 is Max Inc. After Hours with Rob Roberts. And then Max Inc. Sunday, top 10, rockers, throwbacks, and
it's all good.
In American
Heavy metal, 10 p.m. to midnight.
Very good.
That's all off the top of my head.
And it's all good. Rocker, thanks for joining us. Have
Thanks,
a great
guys.
weekend.
Yeah, great music. Thanks for bringing it in.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Thank you for joining us on this Friday. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. We will be back bright and early Monday morning, 6 a.m.
And we'll sound just as happy and bubbly as he is now.
Yes, and we'll find out if we are one of the top morning shows in the state of Wisconsin. We'll give you the review
It'll
on
be
Monday
either
morning.
a very up-tempo show or
Have a great weekend. So long.